Okay, the binomial theorem. Let's say I'm rolling a die 4 times. What's the probability of me getting 3 ones out of those 4 times? So there's lots of different combinations. I can get 3 ones and a 2, or 3 ones and a 3, lots of different combinations. So we will test for the binomial by testing our spin. Because remember, before we use our binomial, we've got to confirm that it meets this criteria. S stands for success, fail. So success is getting a 1, failing is not getting a 1, so I can go tick. P stands for probability is known. Okay, so let's think about P. P is the probability of success. Success is rolling a 1, 1 out of 6. Failure is a Q. If I don't roll a 1, I roll anything other than a 1, so Q is 5 over 6. Remember, P plus Q must equal 1. I stands for independent events. Clearly we've spoken about this. Every time I roll a die, it's the same chance each time. Each roll is independent of each other, so I can put a tick. N stands for number of trials known. So here, N is how many times am I rolling the die? 4. And I also know that I want 3 successes. So X is the number of successes. You can't use binomial unless you use this thing here. Potentially there may be a question that says use the binomial theorem too, so then you don't need it, but when you're choosing what rules to use, you've got to write that first. Okay, so we've written that. I'd run out of room, so I just rubbed it out. Okay, so now that we've said that we can use the binomial theorem, let's state it. P to the x, q to the n minus x. And we had our n, p, and q up there, so now we're just going to say by substitution, our probability of the question is going to be 4c3 cubed. 4 minus 3 is 1. Remember, we've seen this pattern here that this is my success outcomes, and I want 3 successes as per the question. If I have 3 successes, I'm going to get 1 failure. So you can see that pattern each time you write it out. Just double check that you haven't transcribed something. As soon as you do that, your next line is straight from your calculator. So you're going to whack it in your calculator and go 5 on 324. Nice and easy, straightforward. Potentially there might be the question of saying, let's just say I'm rolling a die 4 times. What's the chance that I get at least 1, 3? So that's when you've got to go, n is 4, but x can be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Because it can be at least 1 3. So I can have 1 3, I can have 2 3s, I can have 3 3s, or I can have 4 3s. And you're going to do 4 of these and add them together. Potentially all in one line. I won't write it out too long, but potentially all in one line. Ideally, you will also spot that I could get 0 3s, or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 3s. So instead of working out those 4, potentially you can work out the probability of getting no 3s and subtract it from 1. So keep your eye out for that. There's questions in the worksheets that will give you practice of that.